Good evening. Welcome to California Today. I'm Liang Zhang. Here's a preview of some of today's stories. Someone from the biggest teachers union in the state was apparently conducting a political investigation on the parents group. That's after emails were made public from a public records request. And the wildfires continue to burn in the state. We'll hear an update on how the fires are being controlled and a word from those who are fighting them. Emails obtained through a public records request show that the largest teachers unions in California spied on parents. The parents targeted were those trying to reopen schools during the COVID-19 pandemic. NTD's Daniel Hall spoke with the founder of Reopen California Schools.
The California Teachers Association, or CTA, targeted a grassroots parent group that worked to get schools reopened during pandemic lockdowns. That's according to Jonathan Zackerson, founder of Reopen California Schools. The revelation came through a public records request.
The public records request came from parents down in San Diego at this particular school district, unrelated to this incident that they came across. In gathering documents for this, they noticed that their particular organization, Parent Association, was targeted by the California Teachers Association.
Back in March 2021, Parent Association successfully sued the state of California to reopen schools. Emails revealed that a CTA research assistant, Ann Swinburne, was investigating the parent group and its financing.
The California Teachers Association researcher sent an email to some connected people who are connected to the local union there, asking for essentially dirt and some political affiliations and leanings of these parents that successfully sued to get schools to reopen.
Last week, after Reopen California Schools went public with this information, Swinburne deleted her Twitter account.
Before she deleted it, or even through some archives, we see comments of her making essentially to that point over and over again, that she's trying to find out these groups. This is targeted. This is right-wing. This is right-wing dark money groups that are funding this, and we just got to find out the pattern and find out who's funding them, and then we can ultimately discredit them.
According to Zackerson, CTA is very involved politically. The association has over 300,000 members and is one of the most powerful teacher unions in the state. He described CTA's tactics as a, quote, smear campaign.
A year and a half ago, when we were trying to get schools open, we were called racist, we were called white supremacists, we were called all sorts of names to try to discredit the fact that we just wanted our kids in schools.
NTD reached out to CTA for comment. Daniel Hall, NTD News, California.
The state's largest school district is embracing the LGBTQ agenda. That comes as the district faces falling academic performance numbers.
The Los Angeles Unified School District is embracing the LGBTQ agenda by offering teachers a calendar with year-round, quote, queer and trans-affirming activities and lesson plans. The calendar lists monthly activities instructors can use to show LAUSD's, quote, pride. The document gained media attention after being reported on by Parents Defending Education. According to their website, Parents Defending Education is a national nonprofit aimed at working to reclaim our schools from activists imposing harmful agendas. The calendar suggests teachers kick off the year by creating a Gender Sexualities Alliance. Brenda Lebsack, a teacher of 30 years, told the Epoch Times that the student-led approach to defining and affirming gender and sexuality is, quote, like giving schools a blank check to affirm any identity based on a child's whim. Furthermore, these steps come as LAUSD faces faltering academic performance. For the 2021-22 school year, only 41% of students in the district met or exceeded state standards in English. For math, that number was 28%.
Reports of shots being fired on a campus in Los Angeles led to a school lockdown today and a massive suspect search as well. But officials say this time it was a false alarm. NTD's Bill Thomas tells us more.
At 9:45 this morning, LAPD officers say they responded to reports of an assault with a deadly weapon call at the Hollywood High School campus in Los Angeles. Officers say that following a preliminary investigation, they determined that no one had been injured. In a statement issued on Twitter, Los Angeles Unified School District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho said, "Recent reports of a critical incident at Hollywood High School are unfounded, and after swift law enforcement response and internal individual classroom verification, we are deeming the incident as a hoax." In a separate statement on Twitter, the LAUSD said, "All students and staff are safe and school will resume as normal. Non-credible school hoaxes are a serious offense that Los Angeles Unified takes seriously." The tweet went on to say that if people see suspicious behavior or something not right on a school campus, make the 911 call immediately. Bill Thomas, NTD News, Los Angeles.
As of Tuesday, several large fires are burning in the state. Two of the current largest fires have been active for nearly a week now. Here's an update on firefighters' progress.
According to CAL FIRE, the Mosquito fire in Placer and El Dorado County remains just under 50,000 acres and 18% containment.
On the more populated areas, such as Forest Hill, the area pushing toward Georgetown, Volcanoville, and Quintet, those areas, the wind is favorable and the firefighting efforts have really reduced the fire behavior in the area.
Thick smoke and clouds kept temperatures in the 70s to low 80s with higher relative humidity throughout Monday. Incoming air movement was forecasted to bring stronger southwest winds and break up smoke inversion. However, the increase in clearer skies is projected to give the Mosquito fire more oxygen for active burning. Over 2,500 personnel are assigned to the blaze. CAL FIRE reported as of Monday morning, over 11,000 people have evacuated, 46 structures have been destroyed, and 5 damaged. And in the southern part of the state, Fairview fire in Riverside County is over 28,000 acres and 62% contained. CAL FIRE expects full containment of the fire by this Saturday. 35 structures have been destroyed and 7 damaged. CAL FIRE reports at least 2 deaths and 3 injuries. And the mountain fire in Siskiyou County is above 13,000 acres and 65% contained, active for 10 days now. The causes for all 3 fires are under investigation.
Firefighters are making progress on containing the multiple fires burning throughout the state. On Tuesday morning, CAL FIRE gave the public a first-hand look at the hard work fire crews are doing on the front lines through a video posted on Twitter. Here's what frontline firefighters are experiencing.
When we're out there, it's pretty smoky, especially since we're there right in front of pretty much watching the flames come towards us a little bit. My name is Chinar TJ Oak. I'm from Fresno Kings Unit. I've been here since the fire here in Riverside, Fairview fire started. We were out on the line last night. We were at the fire front. The fire was approximately 6 to 8, 10 feet in flame length. We were able to let it burn off just a little bit. When it started cooling down, there was a break in the road. We were able to just keep the heat down, put the fire out a little bit. Half our strike team got diverted to structure protection, so we were able to save some homes there. It's September, so everything's dried out with the wind, and the heat wave that we've been experiencing has played a huge factor into the spread of this fire and the challenges that we faced with that. The fire was coming downhill at us really, really fast. We had a very short window to do some back burning, so we did a burn operation this morning, started down here to make a buffer, eliminate a lot of the fuels in between us and the fire so that we were able to hold it on this road. It's our job, it's our duty to take care of the community, the people, and the structures here in the environment.
Heavy rains across the U.S. Southwest caused the flooding and damage in Southern California. Even the normally hot and dry Death Valley saw waterfalls.
The remnants of Tropical Storm K flooded roads and caused mud waterfalls in Death Valley National Park. The brown water cascaded down the side of a mountain south of Natural Bridge on Badwater Road. The National Park Service says several roads were closed due to flood damage. The pavement was washed out from at least one section of California Route 190 through the park. In San Bernardino County's Oak Glen, severe mudslides on Monday damaged homes and prompted road closures. On Oak Glen Road, a man narrowly escaped a second mudslide as it happened. The San Diego National Weather Service had issued a flash flood warning on Monday, effective through 9 p.m., covering the areas of San Bernardino, Colton, Highland, and higher elevations in the mountains.
We are going to take a short break, but here's a look at what we've got for you when we come back. While everyone seems to tout electric vehicles as the clean solution to transportation, making their batteries is a dirty matter. We'll look into the environmentally destructive process of lithium mining. A court removed a ruling in favor of the Second Amendment and returned the case to a lower court. Critics say some states may be intentionally dragging out rulings on the case after the Supreme Court's decision. A competition was held in Southern California this weekend. It was big. Literally, it was the U.S. Sumo Open. We have the details on the contest. That and more on California Today. As the state begins its push for electric vehicle-only sales, the cleanliness of its industry is coming into question. While compared to gas-powered cars, they are quieter and don't use fossil fuels, but on the other hand, they are powered by batteries, which have an environmentally unfriendly production process.
California Governor Gavin Newsom and President Joe Biden have pushed for more electric vehicles with the goal of reaching zero-emission standards. On the other hand, electric vehicles use lithium-ion batteries, which consist of lithium, cobalt, graphite, and other materials instead of gas. According to a statement from Biden, banning gas-powered vehicles will save consumers money, cut pollution, boost public health, advance environmental justice, and tackle the climate crisis. But with all the benefits of electric power, there are costs associated with its production, damaging various communities throughout the world. Director of the Great Basin Resource Watch, John Hatter, said that industrial nations might benefit from the EV transition, but it's at the expense of others. He said this expansion of lithium mining will have immediate consequences for frontline communities that are taking the hit. One example is in Copiapó, the capital of Chile's Atacama region. It sits on one of the world's largest known lithium reserves. The president of the indigenous Coya community of the Copiapó commune said that all of Chile's water is disappearing because of the local lithium mine. According to the UN Conference on Trade and Development, lithium and other mining activities consumed 65% of the region's water, heavily impacting local farmers. That's displacing communities who have called Atacama home for over 6,000 years. Now, local farmers and ranchers have cracked dry soil and have no choice but to abandon their ancestral settlements. On the West Coast, some communities are trying to prevent their land from being used by a mining company. Hatter said agricultural communities near Nevada's Thacker Pass are likely to be changed forever. Starting lithium mines would also lead to man camps and large labor forces near the reservations. Batteries need other materials as well, like cobalt, that is found in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where an estimated 40,000 children work in mines, some as young as 6. The USGS reported that in 2021, over 70% of cobalt production came from DRC. NTD reached out to Governor Newsom's office for comment.
A California-born NFL superstar recently spoke out against the governor over his extreme COVID-19 measures. He also blamed the state legislators for ruining and permanently closing thousands of small businesses.
The Super Bowl champion and 4-time MVP Aaron Rodgers recently spoke on Bill Maher's Club Random podcast and criticized California Governor Gavin Newsom for his extreme COVID-19 lockdowns. Rodgers, a native to Chico and UC Berkeley graduate, said that he believes California is on a disastrous path. He cited the state's legislators and governor implementing extreme COVID-19 measures that led to multiple businesses having to shut down. According to data analyzed by the New York Times, by September 2020, approximately 40,000 small businesses had closed in the state. By May 2021, a state legislative committee concluded that 1/3 of restaurants had permanently closed and over 2/3 of workers had lost their jobs after the first statewide lockdown. Rodgers said that he is not affiliated with either party and considers himself a rational thinker. Off the field, he gained both praise and criticism for speaking out against the vaccine mandates and what he described as extreme COVID policies.
A federal appeals court recently sent a case challenging one of California's gun control laws back to a district court.
After ruling in favor of gun ownership on people under age 21, a federal appeals court vacated its previous decision. Now that the court has invalidated its previous ruling, the case is going back down to a district court for a decision. Critics say this action of the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit, along with several blue states, is a show of dragging their heels in complying with a new landmark Supreme Court ruling. That ruling recognized the constitutional right to bear firearms in public for self-defense. The ruling also found that gun restrictions must be deeply rooted in American history to survive constitutional scrutiny. The now vacated ruling came before the Supreme Court ruling. A panel of the Ninth Circuit found that California's ban on 18 to 20-year-olds possessing long guns violated the Second Amendment. But when the case recently returned to the same panel for rehearing, the decision was vacated and sent back to the district court.
While California produces a large amount of crops in normal situations, low water supplies will lead to lower yields this year. That's the case for rice crops, which may see less than half their regular output.
California has been a perfect place to grow rice due to plenty of water and suitable weather conditions. But this year, water is missing from that equation. Provisional U.S. Department of Agriculture data says about 300,000 of the 550,000 acres of rice paddies aren't expected to report any yields. That's as California faces at best severe drought conditions throughout the state. Under normal circumstances, rice paddies need to be submerged in about 5 inches of water to grow properly. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, only Butte and Yuba counties will have rice yields because they draw their water from a different source. California is the second largest rice producer in the nation, behind Arkansas.
This past weekend, the U.S. Sumo Open was held in Long Beach. NTD's Jackie Reels went to hear from some of this year's winners.
The 22nd U.S. Sumo Open took place this past Saturday at the Walter Pyramid at Cal State Long Beach. The international super competitors came from countries such as Japan, Mongolia, Egypt, Poland, and more to compete. Due to pandemic lockdowns, the U.S. Sumo Open was held at smaller venues in recent years. This year, it has returned to its favorite stadium and with its favorite head judge, Japanese pro sumo champion Yama. One of the winners for the men's middleweight division loves coming to this competition as he gets to compete with international competitors.
I wasn't really stressed or thinking about the competition or anything. I was just enjoying myself. So I did pretty good, I think. I won the gold medal.
In the women's division, there was a Polish competitor who won 2 gold medals. It was her first time competing in this competition.
Yeah, I love that. I love that people, this atmosphere, it's awesome. In Poland, there is nothing similar to this. There is a lot of emotions, scream, doping, everything. I never seen something like that, really.
And in the men's division, there was another big winner, an international competitor from Mongolia who won 2 gold medals for men's heavyweight and open weight division. The Mongolian competitor Mendy easily secured a victory, going undefeated in 14 matches. According to Andrew Freud, the director of the U.S. Sumo Open, no one has won so many matches undefeated in a single tournament. Sumo as a sport is very easy to watch and follow as the rules are very simple. To win, a competitor either knocks the opponent down to the ground or out of the circle. A competitor is allowed to slap and pull the belt of their opponent, but is not allowed to punch, kick, pull hair. There are over 80 techniques that either involve pushing or throwing. The U.S. Sumo Open included for both women's and men's the following divisions: lightweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. The U.S. Sumo tournament displayed some upsets and surprises, along with the strength, speed, and skills of the competitors who came to win. Jackie Rios, NTD News, Los Angeles.
Now let's check in with the NTD's Thomas Christian for today's Sports Roundup.
I'm Thomas Christian. It's time for the California Today Sports Roundup.
Billionaire activist investor Daniel Loeb backed off from pushing Walt Disney Co. to spin off ESPN, saying he has a better understanding of the sports television network's potential for growth. This comes after Disney chief executive Bob Chapek reaffirmed the value of ESPN to the media company. Chapek told Reuters, quote, "We believe that ESPN is an asset that is well placed within the Walt Disney Company." The investor Loeb said in a tweet on Sunday that he looks forward to seeing ESPN chairman James Pitaro execute on the growth and innovations plans, quote, "generating considerable synergies as a part of Disney." Loeb, who runs Third Point, in August disclosed a stake of roughly $1 billion in Disney and announced plans to push the company to make a string of changes, from spinning off ESPN to buying back shares and adding board members. Chapek confirmed reports that Disney had received numerous inquiries from companies seeking to buy ESPN earlier this year, amid rumors that the media giant was weighing a sale of the cable network. The company has spent the last year laying plans to reignite growth at ESPN and to position it for the future as part of Disney's bundle of streaming services. Apologies to all of Elijah Mitchell's fantasy owners. Your once valuable asset has tanked. At least that's likely what head coach Kyle Shanahan was thinking when Mitchell, his workhorse running back from last season, fell in week 1 against the Chicago Bears with an MCL sprain. He will be out for at least the next 8 weeks. The second-year man out of Louisiana played in 11 games last season for San Francisco after starter Raheem Mostert suffered a knee injury. Mitchell excelled in his extended stint, leading the Niners in rush broken tackles with 16 to go along with 963 rushing yards on 207 carries and 5 touchdowns. This season, more than ever before, losing Mitchell could really hurt San Francisco going forward. Behind Mitchell in their depth chart is third down back Jeff Wilson Jr., who is mostly a specialist, and 2 inexperienced rookies in Tyrion Davis-Price out of LSU and Jordan Mason out of Georgia Tech. 1 year ago, it was Elijah Mitchell himself that was cast as the unproven rookie taking on a bigger workload than expected. Now, one of Mason or Price will be called upon to do the same. If neither can deliver, the Niners will find themselves in a real pickle just as the season was getting started.
That's all for the California Today Sports Roundup.
That's all we've got for you tonight. We'd like you to join us again on California Today every weekday at 8:30 p.m. Make sure to check out our broadcasts on our California Today webpage. You can find it at ntd.com/California-today. You can also find all of our top latest clips there, ready to share with friends and family. Send us a message on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, or through our email, california.today@ntd.com. I'm Liang Zhang. Have a wonderful evening.